Andy Hart says, good luck, Ben Sharp. What a lap he put in. Car number 27 there. Ben Sharp will be doing the second stint today. Jeremy Banks is behind the wheel of that car. That will start in third place. Remember, do comment, give us a shout out. Let us know who you want us to G up a little bit. The guys are excited. It's a 90-minute race here at Cadwell Park. This is the final race. This is the final race. In fact, this is the final car race you will see at Cadwell Park in 2019. That's a nice little honour for the guys. So we'll follow them away. We're going to do a lap behind the safety car, of course, and then it will be go, go, go. This is actually the final race as a standalone. And off they go. Final race of the season, a standalone for the GAZ Shocks 116 trophy. It's round 5 here at Cadwell Park. Brands Hatch last time out. There is, of course, the Burkitt Relay a bit later this month, but that will comprise a number of other series as well. So as you can see, this is quite a swooping start-finish straight. Come down the hill, you go up, back up, round into the hill. You might be able to see the cars at the top end just coming round. 2.19 miles. I've mentioned that about 50 billion times already today, but I'll probably mention it another 50 billion times just so you're really sure. Got a nice vantage point up here. You can see the guys as they come back down and start to head into that mountain, the treacherous mountain. It's steep. It's bloody steep. So Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield, your pole sitters for this race, a 90-minute race, mandatory pit stop. We are going to stick around here for about the first 15 minutes or so, and then we're going to get into the pit lane. And we are going to catch up with the drivers as they make the pit stops. We're going to shove the microphone under their face. Hopefully they're happy. Apologise in advance if there is any foul language. There shouldn't be, but we have lots and lots of smiles. In fact, Leon, why don't you just should we pan into this is the timing. In fact, we've got a nice little window. Should we give the guys, see if the guys will give us all a wave? TSL Timing do a fantastic job. They make my life a lot easier as well because I can commentate, I can run commentary through that, which is a big help, I tell you. So it means I will know what's going on. If I know what's going on, you will know what's going on. The car's coming down the sort of semi-back straight, I suppose. They're heading into the mountain. It is almost time to go racing. It's the final race of the day. It's the final car race of the year at Cadwell Park here today. You will not miss any of it. We will keep you up to date with it all. There is a start-finish straight. Should we give him a wave? He's ready. We're ready. The guys in the pit lane are ready. It is almost time to go racing. So, Seddon and Alan Caulfield on pole, Bobby Trundley in second. Bobby has won 3 of the 4 races we have had so far in the GAZ Shocks 116 trophy. And here we go. In pulls the safety car. And it's go, and it's go, 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 go. Here we go, and it's a good start by, looks like Bobby Trundley's trying to keep it, he's keeping it close by, but Andy Seddon looks like he's going to have the inside line going into the first corner. Is Bobby Trundley going to go around the outside? And he does. Bobby Trundley's taken the lead. He's gone round the outside. What a fantastic start for him. I know he'll be happy. We spoke to him at the start of the race. He was eager to be coming through in first place. And we know, Bobby, once he gets out in the lead, he's very difficult to catch. He's got no driver change as well himself. So that will be possibly an advantage. I can see Bobby is out in the lead. Ben Wilcox looks like he's got up to 3rd place. I'll be able to tell you more as I can see them coming into view. So Bobby Trundley is your race leader. halfway round the first lap. It's like Seddon and Caulfield are in second. It looks like Ben Wilcox has managed to get up to third. Of course, Jeremy Banks and Ben Shark. Jeremy Banks is behind the wheel of car number 20. So it's his first race, actually. So we just want to see Jeremy get round. Of course, it's 2.19 miles, as I mentioned already, a lot. So it is quite a long back end of the circuit, but we were going to see them come around any second. Now we'll see Bobby Trunley leading the way, barring something gone wrong, which I'm sure there hasn't. It looks like Jeremy's gone down the order a little bit. Here comes Bobby, closely followed by Anthony and Alan Caulfield. And it looks like, yes, it is Ben Wilcox. Looks like Lewis Turner-White has got up to 4th place. And Shane Andrew have jumped up as well. So here we go. Let's get them ready to come round. So here they come. There is Bobby Trundley. I thought he was coming into the pits then. He gave me a fright. Ben Wilcox in third. Lewis White and Turner. So it is. Bobby Trundley is your race leader. Anthony Seddon, Alan Caulfield in second place. Ben Wilcox in third. Then we've got White and Turner in fourth. Shane Andrew in fifth. Jeremy Banks has dropped down to sixth. Then we've got John Cockburn is up to seventh. Matty Street up to eighth. Chris Jackson is down to ninth. And James Reddish in 10th. And then we've got Tsang and Dixon are running in 11th. Remember, they do have a slight engine issue with that car, so hopefully they can get round. That was a 2:07.872 by Bobby there. What a fantastic first lap that was. 0.928 of a second faster than Seddon and Caulfield managed to put in. Wilcox, fantastic. He jumped up to third. White and Turner, big winner there as well. They're up to fourth. And Shane and Andrew Rowe up to fifth. Jeremy Banks down to sixth. But still solid first lap. So remember, this is 90 minutes in total, so they will start to spread out quite a bit. There is a mandatory pit stop as well. 15 minutes into the race, the window will open. It looks like there's a bit of a gap opening up for Trundley Seddon there, from Wilcox in third. See if they can maintain that. We see Jeremy coming around as well. He's doing a good job getting the car around nicely. Oh, I can see James Reddish trying to make a move there as well. James Reddish trying to make a move on Jackson. They're going toe-to-toe across the back straight up there at the top of the mountain. We'll follow that closely as they come down. There is your race leader, Bobby Trundley. That was a 2:04.045. Fastest lap of the race by Bobby. Of course, it is early days yet. Let's have a look. John Cockburn is trying to chase down Jeremy Banks there in the car number 27. And there goes James Reddish. He's now trying to take on Matty Street there. Chris Jackson. Reddish did get past Jackson there across the back straight. Jackson's now down to 10th and Tsang and Dixon in 11th. 2:04.045 by Bobby Trundley on that lap. 1.467 is the gap between second place, Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield. And then there's a gap, 6.45 seconds for Ben Wilcox. So we did have a note on that went out to all the drivers before this race to make sure their headlights are working, because it's, 20 past 4 now. As we know, it's getting dark very, very early, so we do expect this race to kind of go sort of into the dark, I suppose, really. Hopefully the rain will hold off. We do have the brolly, so we should be all right, Leon. But like I said, we will stay for the whole race and the podium celebrations after as well. So there's Bobby Trundley. He's looking like he's getting a little bit of a gap here. Anthony Senna and Alan Caulfield keeping him honest, though. In second place, Ben Wilcox coming along nicely in third, under no pressure. And we've got a real battle going on here between White and Turner and Shane and Andrew Rowe here. That is one to follow this afternoon. And I believe John Cockburn has now got past Jeremy Banks going up into the mountain. Let me have a look. Yes, he has. He has. So here is Bobby, closely followed by car number 5, Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield. Ben Wilcox going along nicely. And there we have White and Turner and Rowe cars going toe-to-toe. That is one to keep close. In fact, they're getting really toe-to-toe. John Cockburn's got through, and now James Reddish is going to have a go at Jeremy Banks as well. Matty Street is following closely behind, and Chris Jackson. And then we've got Tsang and Dixon. It's getting quite close now between those guys. Back end of the field is tightening up nicely. We're in for some close racing this afternoon. So Reddish is now up to 8th. He started the race in 10th, so he's made up 2 places. That's a good start by him. John Cockburn started in 8th. He's now up to 6th. They're the big movers. Matty Street has dropped down to 9th. Jeremy Banks started in 3rd. They're down to 7th, but do remember that it is his debut today. So I think actually he's doing a pretty good job behind the wheel of that car. Ben Sharp will be doing the second stint this afternoon / evening. And I'll tell you something, it looks like the second car's really close up to Bobby Trunley here. There's next to nothing in it. Those two are going to be neck and neck as they come down the straight. If they can get through the mountain, can the second car get a bit of momentum heading into the woodland section? Expect this. This is going to be quite close between Trunley and the second car, number 5 here. Here they come. It's a lot closer than it was. Perhaps not neck and neck like I said, but close enough. There is Ben Wilcox in 3rd place. White and Turner in 4th, closely followed by Shane and Andrew Rowe there. They're having a good race. It's their first time out as well. Here comes John Cockburn, closely followed by James Reddish has made up some spaces. Matty Street now has got past Jeremy Banks. And there is Chris Jackson and Tsang and Dixon going toe-to-toe and have managed to get through. So it's now Chris Jackson in 11th, Tsang and Dixon in 10th, Jeremy Banks in 9th, Matty Street in 8th, James Reddish in 7th, John Cockburn in 6th, and we've got the Shane and Andrew Rowe car in 5th, and we've got White and Turner car in 4th, Ben Wilcox in 3rd. Car number 5 is Seddon Caulfield in 2nd, and Bobby Trunley, your race leader. Although, I can tell you, the Seddon Caulfield car running in 2nd place just put in the fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.855. It is the first time we've had somebody go under 2:04. The track is looking like it's dry, and it's going to be a fast second half of this race, at least anyway. And we're hearing there might have been a little touch between Rowe and White and Turner. They're both running though, they're both okay. Dave Player says, yes, nice one, Bobby Trunley. Yes, well done. And Jason Aspinall, nice one, Ben Wilcox. Yeah, Ben has done very well. He's up to 3rd now. He's running comfortably in 3rd. Here comes Bobby and the Seddon Caulfield car behind. They've swapped places. Car number 5 was your pole sitter, but Bobby managed to get around at the very first corner, actually, round the outside as well, which was a fantastic effort there. 44 racing here today as well. Great to see you guys. Maybe if you want to give any more shout outs, let us know. We are going to go into the pit lane soon. Pit window will be open very, very shortly, in about 5 minutes or so. We don't necessarily expect people to pit. The single drivers might. I mean, they can pit as soon as they like, of course. Well, anybody can pit as soon as they like. But if you're sharing the seat, it kind of, I think the plan of action for the cars with 2 drivers is to split it. So about the 45-minute mark, it's going to get very, very busy in the pit lane. Now, everybody has to make a pit stop. That is part of the racing. So Bobby Trunley just put a wheel onto the grass at the far end of the second. He's okay, he's still in the lead. That might just close the gap a little bit for Seddon and Caulfield, car number 5. Wilcox ran along very nicely in 3rd. White and Turner in 4th. The Rowe car in 5th. Then we've got Cockburn in 6th. Reddish in 7th. Street in 8th. Jeremy Banks in 9th. Tasang Dixon in 10th. And Chris Jackson is currently running in 11th place. That is your running order. We are 4 laps into this race. There is still 1 hour and 19 minutes to go. A long, long, long way to go yet. There's going to be plenty of action. We're going to get ourselves down into the pit lane for that, for the pit stops, and then we'll come back up here for the end of the race. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We're going to stay here all day. We hope you've enjoyed our content behind the scenes. We've been having a real look at what happens during a race weekend. We brought you qualifying earlier, but we've also been in the pit lane, in the paddock, having a chat with the drivers, getting up close and personal with them. Find out what makes them tick. Get a good look at the cars. So Seddon Caulfield there in 2nd place, chasing down Bobby Trundley in 1st. Then there's a bit of a gap here to Ben Wilcox. So the 2 leaders currently running away at the minute, but keeping each other honest. And White and Turner and Rowe here are having a fantastic ding-dong. And it looks like, they're really going for it. Rowe almost tried to duck in the inside and went outside, couldn't get round, couldn't make it stick. So it's still White and Turner in 4th, closely followed by Rowe in 5th. They're starting to spread out quite a bit. Now there's Jeremy Banks doing a fantastic job. And Tasang Dixon car number 4 has got up now. In fact, Matty Street has really fallen back there. Matty Street looks like it's gone from 8th down to 11th there. He has, yeah. So it looks like Matty Street might have had a bit of a moment on that last lap. He's jumped from 8th down to 11th. And I can tell you again, the times are tumbling down now. Seddon Caulfield, car number 5, currently in 2nd place. That was the fastest lap of the race last time around, a 2:02.401. Although Bobby Trunley did the 2:02.465, so there was very little, in fact, nothing in it at all. I can see them come around the top end, and there's literally, again, there's nothing in it between the 2. It looks like the car number 5 is really getting into grips with this circuit now. I'm feeling some spots of rain as well. I kept saying it was going to be dry, but I think we might have a bit more rain on the way. There's Jeremy down there, one of the scrutineers. Let's give him a wave if he looks. Look how close it is now between Bobby Trunley and car number 5, the Seddon Caulfield car here. There is nothing in it. Less than a second now. Less than a second separates those 2. They swapped places at the start of the race, of course. It was Seddon who started on pole position, but Trunley managed to get round the outside. And that was a 2:01.877 by car number 5, Seddon Caulfield car. They're just going quicker and quicker and quicker. Bobby did respond with his fastest lap of the race at 2:02.096, but he keeps closing the gap, and the gap between the 2 leaders now is 0.854 of a second. And Rowe has got past White and Turner. Car number 9, Shane and Andrew Rowe, have got past Paul Whiten and Lewis White and Turner. I believe Lewis is behind the wheel of that car. So that is the move, that particular lap. So Rowe are now up to 4th. White and Turner down to 5th. Cockburn is in 6th. Reddish has done fantastic. He's up to 7th. Jeremy Banks in 8th. Tasang Dixon, they've done well. They're now up to 9th. Jackson is up to 10th. And Matty Street looks like he had a moment on the previous lap. He is now running in 11th place. So we're now 15 minutes into this race. The pit window is now officially open. I'm not convinced we'll see much pit action just yet. So if you are watching this, please do please do comment. You know, let us. We want to know. And decided we've got waved yellows. We've got waved yellows, and it was Bobby. It's Bobby Trundley. He's okay. The car's still going, but I think he got onto the grass at the mountain. And Seddon has gone into the lead. Seddon has retaken the lead. Bobby Trundley had a moment on the grass up at the mountain. He's still running in second place, but Seddon has managed to get through. Big change. Yeah. And there is your new race leader. Car number 5, Anthony Seddon, and Alan Caulfield, your race leader. There's Bobby Trundley. Just had a moment on the grass at the mountain. I think he will not be too happy with himself. It's a good job we don't have a camera inside the car. It's a good job we don't have a microphone in the car right now, because he's probably not too happy with himself. And there's Wilcox trundling nicely in third place. And there, car number 9, Shane and Andrew Rowe, closely followed by Lewis White and Turner. They swapped positions on the last lap as well. And Seddon, the race leader, is just on a 201.877, the first driver to go under the 202 mark in this race today. There's James Reddish just coming through. Here's Jeremy Banks, car number 27, coming through, closely followed by, is that Tasang Dixon, car number 4? Yes, it is. There we have Matty Street. He's managed to make up a place. He's got past Chris Jackson. Matty was he obviously had a moment somewhere on the track, but he's managed to make up that place. So it is now Anthony Seddon, your race leader. Bobby Trundley is in second. Ben Wilcox is in third. Then we've got Shane and Andrew Rowe in fourth. We've got White and Turner in fifth. Cockburn in sixth, Reddish in seventh. We've got Jeremy Banks sharing the car with Ben Sharp today in eighth. And we've got Tasang and Dixon running in ninth. Matty Street has jumped up to 10th, and Chris Jackson is currently running in 11th place. We had 11 cars start, and we currently have 11 cars all running as well here at Cadwell Park. What a beautiful circuit it is. Even in the rain, Leon, it's something nice, isn't it? A good nod there. I'm giving Leon a bit of a cold here. So like I say, if you are watching this, please do share it. We want to get as many eyeballs on the series as possible. I'm sure you all agree motorsport is such an exciting thing to watch and be involved in as well. If you've ever been trackside, you know what it's like. It is a super exciting sport to be involved in. The cars come thundering down the straight here. The speeds. These are road-going engines, of course. We spoke in the paddock before. You can just MOT this car. You drive it home if you want. Probably not the most comfortable, with certainly for a passenger. You've got to sit in a roll cage. Park your bum on a fire extinguisher. Probably not the most comfortable of things. And here we go. Look, here's White and Turner trying to take back that place from Shane and Andrew Rowe here. I don't think he's not going to make a move into turn 1. We'll follow that closely, excuse me. We'll follow that very closely. So again, another fastest lap here by Anthony Seddon. He's just done a 201.776, going quicker and quicker and quicker here. We are having spots of rain falling, which we didn't have before. And into the pits. Into the pits comes Chris Jackson. Of course, Jackson was running in 11th anyway. It probably makes good sense to come in now. Get your mandatory pit stop out of the way. Chris Jackson is a sole driver today, so no driver change needed there. Means we wouldn't get a chance to have a chat with him. We got the, if I get Leon to have a little look. Yeah. So we're just waiting. Remember, this is a 2-minute mandatory pit stop. Everybody has to do this during this race. It's entirely up to the drivers when they do it. Pit window is open. It opened 15 minutes into the race, and it closes 15 minutes before the end of the race. So the pit window will be open for a full hour. He's revving. He's getting ready to go. Here comes Anthony Seddon. There goes your race leader. Bobby Trundley just going across as well on the outside. And off goes Chris Jackson. Off he goes. That is him done. He can now run straight to the end of this race. He does not have to stop again. Could that prove to be a good move? Only time will tell, of course. It might not if there is a safety car. Hopefully that won't happen today. Here's Ben Wilcox currently running in third place. Just going to give the camera lens a bit of a wipe for you. A good thing actually about Cadwell Park, if you've been here you know this, but if you haven't, we're inside the track at the minute. Now, if you've been to Brands Hatch, there's a tunnel, so during the races you can get from the inside to the outside. At Cadwell Park you can't. So we are trapped here right now. We can't go anywhere other than stay for the pit straight, which actually makes it quite easy when we want to go interview the drivers. So it means we get a nice vantage point up here. We can watch a lot of the action for a long time, and we don't have to go anywhere. But more importantly, it means the drivers can't get away from us. And it looks like Bobby Trundley's car at the top is going quite slowly. We'll have to monitor that. He came through the mountain. It sounded like he was going quite slowly. Like I said, the track is very slippy. It is raining here right now. It's not particularly heavy, but it is enough to certainly be noticeable and make a difference. So we'd have to monitor that. Here comes Anthony Seddon. He's got quite the lead now. I do believe that Bobby Trundley had a bit of a moment at the mountain again for the second time in this race. Here he comes now. He must have done. That was a 2:05.245. That was 3 seconds slower than Anthony Seddon on that previous lap there. I saw him coming up the top of the mountain. It did look quite slow, so I believe there might have been a bit of an issue there. And there is Rowe and White and Turner. Those two are locked together. That is going to be a ding-dong for the whole race. That's going to be quite exciting as this rain really starts to come hammering down now quite a bit more. We're sort of okay here on a balcony at the race control. The guys here have been very good. We're right next door to TSL, who do the timing solutions, which I'm able to run the commentary from. So thank you to those guys very much. And a big shout out, of course, to all the marshals here today at Cadwell and up and down the country as well. I know there's events on at Silverstone. There's a big event on over there with some other friends of ours. So we hope everybody is having a wonderful day if you are racing. And we hope you're having a wonderful day even if you're not racing, because we want you to have a nice day. It's sometimes difficult when all it does is rain, but it is October in the UK. I don't really know what else we particularly expect. So it's still Seddon, Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield, your race leaders, car number 5. They've done a 2:01.776. That is the fastest lap of the race. I don't expect that to be broken anytime soon because it is now raining. That was done in the relatively dry conditions. Bobby Trundley is in second, but he has had a couple of moments at the mountain in this race. Ben Wilcox is running in third. Then we've got Shane and Andrew Rowe in fourth place. We've got Lewis, White and Turner and Paul Whiten in fifth place. Then we have John Cockburn running in sixth, James Reddish in seventh, Tasanga Dixon in eighth, Jeremy Banks and Ben Sharp in ninth. Jeremy Banks behind the wheel of that car. It's his debut today, so good luck to Jeremy. Matty Street in 10th and Chris Jackson in 11th. Chris Jackson is a lap behind, but he has made his pit stop. He is the only driver so far to have completed his mandatory pit stop. Whether that proves to be a good move or not, at the minute I'm not so sure. Chris made that pit stop during the relatively dry conditions when the track was probably at its quickest. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, a yellow flag or safety car might kind of completely wipe out any possible advantage that might have given. And the rain will probably wipe that out as well, because they'll have to go around slower. So it might have come in a bit too early. It might have played into the hands of his rivals. But we shall see. With still a long way to go. So we've got over an hour of this race to go. In about 15 minutes or so, well, about 10 minutes, we're going to head down to the pit lane, because that is when it is going to get very, very busy, and we're going to catch up with a lot of the drivers, find out how their first stints were. We want to talk to everybody. Remember, they can't get away from us here, so they have to talk to us, because they've got nowhere to go. So a little break in the action. If you've got any questions, please do drop us a message. We'll be happy to answer them. I might be able to help. If not, there will be plenty of people who can. And if you're a racer yourself, let us know. What do you race at the minute? What series are you involved in? Tell us. And I can tell you there is a car going very, very slowly. I think it's the White and Turner car. It's going incredibly slowly at the top of the hill there. That could well be coming into the pits very, very soon. In fact, right now, in fact. So keep an eye out for that. Keep your eye on the pit lane. That's if it makes it round. So the Whiting car has disappeared from view, and a safety car is coming out. The safety car has come out, I believe. Car number 10, Whiting and Turner, Paul and Lewis. The car has stopped out on track, so we have a safety car condition. Could this prompt a number of pit stops? Let's see. Let's wait up here and watch the action. Let's see. Matty Street has decided against pitting. I would have thought this might have been a good time to come into the pits, actually, with a safety car. It kind of negates the advantage. I think Matty might have missed a trick there. Matty's a sole driver as well. We are going to have some pit stops now. That makes complete sense to me. I would have come in if I was Matty. Ben Sharp is getting ready to go out as well. So it looks like we're going to have car number 27, Jeremy Banks, pulling into the pits. We're just going to watch the pit stop action, and then we'll head down there because I don't want to miss any of it, and we'll go talk to the guys. So through goes your race leader, Anthony Seddon. Could that be a missed opportunity? And in comes Bobby Trunley. This makes complete sense. Currently running in second place, but we did just see Anthony Seddon go through. So could this be quite a smart move by Bobby? Could this be the move that gets him back out into the lead? Remember, Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield are sharing that car, so there will be a driver change there. Once that's happened, we'll get down and go chat to the guys. And in comes Ben Wilcox as well. Chris Jackson has already pitted, so he will stay out. And Shane and Andrew Rowe are staying out as well. Remember, the pit window is open. To me, it makes sense to stop. So currently in the pits, car number 8, Ben Wilcox, and Bobby Trunley in car number 67 there. And in comes John Cockburn as well, car number 231. It's going to start to get a little bit hectic here, and James Reddish comes into the pits as well. So all the cars who are doing sole drivers are currently in the pits right now. Chris Jackson's already stopped. Off goes Bobby. This could prove to be a very, very good move. I think Bobby might be spying the jump on Seddon Caulfield here. I think I would have come into the pits if I was the race leader there. There goes car number 4. There's Jeremy Banks. He stayed out, so Ben Sharp is not going out just yet. a lot of this is for Jeremy to get some experience as well. Ben Sharp, his teammate, is a very experienced race driver, of course. Now remember, this safety car is caused because Whiten Turner, the Lewis Whiten Turner and Paul Whiten car, unfortunately has stopped at the top of the hill. In comes Matty Street as well. So we've currently got a number of cars. James Reddish, car number 2, the pink or purple and black car. Off goes John Cockburn, car number 231. So we've got Matty Street in the pits as well. A safety car prompts the mad rush, and it's not a bad time either. We are just over an hour into, just over half an hour into this race now. So certainly if you're a sole driver, it's a good time to stop. Chris Jackson stopped first a little bit earlier, which could prove to be something of a mistake, but we shall see. Matty Street just still stationary, getting ready to go out again. It was Paul Whiten, sorry, not Lewis Whiten Turner behind the wheel. It's Paul Whiten who was driving behind the wheel of the car that has now stopped, causing this safety car. So out goes Matty Street. Here comes the cars, and they're not going to let him go. They're just letting the safety car train come through. And still, Seddon stays out. Chris Jackson there coming through. Matty Street is now allowed out. Has to follow the train of the safety car, of course. So we're 15 laps into this race now, and there is Bobby Trundley. And Bobby Trundley is in second place. He has stopped. Anthony Seddon in first place has not stopped. So that has really, really worked in Trundley's favour, because whatever happens here, he will start literally just a couple of seconds behind Seddon. This has played really into Bobby Trundley's hand here for the race win. Still a long way to go, of course, but what a move that proved to be. We've got car number 9, so we've got Shane and Andrew Rowe in the pits as well. They've had a good start to the race. So it's a little bit out of order at the minute, but I'll quickly run down. So Anthony Seddon is your race leader, Bobby Trundley in second. We've got Sang and Dixon in third. They have not stopped. We've got Jeremy Banks in fourth. He has not stopped. We've got Ben Wilcox. He's in a good position. He's in fifth, and he has stopped. Then we've got Rowe, Shane and Andrew Rowe currently in the pits at the minute, running sixth. Well, they were running sixth until that was John Cockburn who just came through. He's now up to sixth. Out goes Rowe, so they're now down to seventh. James Reddish is in eighth, according to our time sheets. He has stopped. Chris Jackson is up to ninth, and he has stopped. So actually, it seems like it's worked out quite well for Jackson. And there's James Reddish. He's eighth. Still got yellows. It looks like the safety car might be pulling in soon. As soon as the safety car pulls in, we'll probably head down to the pit lane, see who we can go talk to. And then we'll come back up here for the end of the race. So that was exciting. Certainly a safety car changes the landscape of this race dramatically. I think that may have played quite nicely into the hands of Bobby Trundley. So just to recap the start of this race, it was Seddon who started on pole. Trundley was in second, but Bobby Trundley managed to get around the outside into turn one to take the lead. But then he had a moment at the mountain and Seddon got back into the lead. Then he had another moment at the mountain. So Seddon extended his lead. Unfortunately, Paul Whiten's car has stopped out on track. That led to the safety car. And in came Bobby Trundley, a smart move. Seddon stayed out. And now, as it stands, yes, Seddon is the classified race leader, but I think once the pit stops have come about, I think Trundley might have a solid lead here. Mark Tassang, car 4, up from 11th to 8th. Absolutely. If I can tell you that, they're up to 3rd now. So the safety car is going to be pulling into the pits this lap, and off we go. We're going racing again, and it is Anthony Seddon, of course, your race leader. Now Bobby Trundley is only moments behind it. He's going Try and go up the inside there of Matty Street and gets through their teammates, of course. So they're actually out of position somewhat. So Bobby will let him. Matty will let Bobby through there quite nicely. There goes James Reddish, car number 2. Those guys have been ever present this season. They travel everywhere, those chaps. Fantastic effort. So fastest lap of the race is still a 2:01.776. Let's just let them come around one more time before we head down into the pit lane. Let's just let everything sort of iron itself out a little bit. So the race leader, Seddon, car number 5 is Seddon and Caulfield. That has not yet stopped. Bobby Trundley in second is only 1.399 seconds behind, and he will get the leapfrog once the pit stops occur. Bobby Trundley has pitted. He does not need to pit again. Desang and Dixon in third. They do need to pit, but they are running a third. Fantastic effort there. Jeremy Banks has jumped back up to 4th. Started the race in 3rd. Dropped down a little bit. It's his debut, of course, but he's now up to 4th. But again, he needs to pit. Then we have Wilcox, Cockburn, Rowe, Reddish, Jackson Street have all pitted. So there's only 3 cars left to pit this race. And here comes through Seddon, your race leader, closely followed by Bobby Trundley. Everybody is piling through as we're back under green flags, racing conditions. I think we'll head down to the pit lane, shall we, Leon? We'll come back here for the end of the race. So just bear with us whilst we just take a little stroll down. Live TV at its best. The glamorous offices here of the Cadwell Park. Just watch the narrow stairs here, Leon. Right, we're going to go get into the thicket of pit lane action now, chat to some people, see how they're feeling about their go. I've got steward's room down here, race control, be quiet. How you doing, Andrew? You alright? Yeah, my hands are freezing, I do apologise.
Your car driving car 10? No. Oh, right. Oh, you want to go to the loo?
Ben's off for a week there, we'll leave him to it. Yeah, we're doing the live stream right now, so but it's good. But we'll catch up soon, shall we, Andrew? Are you at Motorsport Days? See you. Andrew, outside there. Heavily involved in the catering graduates. They were racing today as well. Right, here we go. Let's get involved. Here's the safety car here. See if we can have a quick chat, shall we, with the safety car driver. So you've just been out?
Yeah.
How did the track feel? You've led a few laps there.
Well, we've done a few today, Yeah.
How's the track feel? Is it quite slippy out there?
No, it's not too bad. Yeah, not
hopefully,
like morning.
I mean this in the nicest possible way, but hopefully we won't see you again today.
Yeah, well, it's not long to go now anyway.
Best of luck. Thanks for your help. Cheers. So safety car driver then, we've just had him out, of course. We've just seen Ben Sharp nip to the toilet as well. In fact, there he is. We are about to experience a number of pit stops. Let's go watch it with these guys, shall we? Let's go watch it with the Amigo guys. Ben, I've just seen you having a wee. Not literally seen you having a wee. I saw you going in.
There's a camera in there.
It's a little bit weird. Jeremy's doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's having fun. We didn't decide to stop on that last one. We just kept him out to make sure he got his allocated amount of time. So
that's what it's about, isn't it, really? Get some experience.
Just getting him experience in the car, ready for him to do a full season next year.
I I do think the Seddon Caulfield car might have made a bit of a mistake there. It looks like Bobby's going to leapfrog.
Yeah, I think they've made a big mistake there by, I guess they're trying to do the thing to split the time, but with the pit window opening so early, it's...
It is an advantage for the sole driver, I suppose, isn't it? Because they've only got to think about themselves. There's no strategy, really, other than the safety car comes in, I'm diving in.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a big advantage for the one-driver cars, unfortunately. So it lives to people like myself and Jeremy and the Seddon car that have got to have 2 drivers and they want to split the time evenly. It makes it a bit harder.
Might get lucky, might get lucky.
Well, no, hopefully, but I think we're in the race. 9th is our best result I think we can aim for now, really. So
long way to go. I'm expecting big things from you, Ben, so after that quality lap. Sorry, guys. Sorry, amigo here. Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers. All right, we'll pop the camera up here so you can get a closer look as the cars come thundering down. I'm going to get some footage as well. We want to be able to react quickly, of course. So there is your race leader, the Anthony Seddon and Caulfield car there. That's Bobby Trundley. He is currently running in 2nd place, but he will leapfrog for the race leader coming down this pit straight here. They are thundering down. Some cracking action shots here I'm getting as well, I have to say. I am stood here just behind the camera with my own phone capturing some of this because, you know, this is live at its very best, of course. Down here on the main pit straight. It's actually my first time down here at the main pit straight at Cadwell Park. Been to Cadwell Park before, but last time we were here, the scrutineering bay was used as the pit stop, wasn't it, Leon? So it's slightly different here. Now we are trapped in the middle of the circuit. There's no way to get out other than walking over the track, and as you can imagine, we're not allowed to do that under race conditions. So I spy a gentleman over the other side of the track who last time we were here I was chatting to as well. I might give him a wave, see if he remembers. See if he remembers us. So we're just waiting for the guys to come down now. Remember, the safety car bunched them all back up. Paul Whiten car, unfortunately the race winner at Brands Hatch, will not be winning here today at Cadwell Park. They are out of the race. They're the only retirement so far. Unfortunately, car number 6 failed to take the start, had a heating issue in qualifying, so it will not be starting, well, it did not start the race, and we will not be seeing it, unfortunately. But it is motorsport, it does happen, it's part of it. So please, if you're watching, drop us a comment, give us a shout out to somebody, we'll read it out. And here comes your race leader, Anthony Seddon, still staying out right now. Closely followed by Bobby Trundley. He is going to get the leapfrog on Seddon when they come into the pits for their driver change. Of course, Bobby came in during the safety car period. He's a single driver here today, so he doesn't have to worry about sharing the seat and sharing time. There's Ben Wilcox out by himself as well, and in comes car number 4. Sang and Dixon car, they are going to make their driver change. Let's move closer over. Let's go over this side, Leon, so we're not going to get run over. So remember, this is a driver change, of course, as well. Let's go around. This is it, a rapid pit stop here. It's got a pillow between his legs as well, look. In we get into the car here, car number 4. They've had a good race so far. These guys are up to 3rd at one point. Of course, they've had to make their mandatory pit stop. You hear that? Car's running a bit wide on all the corners. Looks like there's a little bit of understeer in the car. That won't be helped by the weather, of course. There's Jason tucking into a banana. Where's mine, Jason? Where's my banana?
I only just got this one because Cal ran across the circuit and fetched it for me in between races. It's a bit touch and go.
Charming.
Are we going to stay dry?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. It won't properly stay dry, will it? It just won't. Well, it's looking quite bright at the other end.
It's trying.
And off they go. How was that?
Better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, made up a few places. Just,
Got up to a third. I mean, safety car obviously had an impact on things. But,
yeah. So made up a few genuine places.
Yeah.
It was really good. I enjoyed it. Just getting used to the car. It's only the second time out in it, so.
Yeah.
And we're still a little bit down on power. Another excuse, but.
Well, you know, hey, it's a factor. You can't ignore it if it's a factor.
Yeah. It was good fun. Really enjoyed it.
Good man. Look, best of luck for the rest of the race. We're going to go chat to these guys, but we'll keep an eye on how your guys are doing. So here we go. Jeremy Banks getting out of the car here very quickly. We'll just look at Jeremy. Well done. How do you feel?
Beaten up.
Beaten up. That was some good racing.
Yeah. Some liberties taken, some liberties given. I don't know what's left of the left-hand side of the car. I'll have to have a look at some point.
Was there? Do you want to go have a little look? Let's have a little look, shall we? Before he goes out, he's got to stay here for a bit of time. Let's just have a look.
No worse than it was when we put it on.
That's fine. There's no damage there. There's nothing. It looks absolutely fine to me.
That was good. Yeah, quite greasy. Quite punchy. I mean, it's. If anyone thinks this is a gentleman series, then they need to have a little bit of a rethink, I think.
We've got a bit of Brawley up.
That's all right.
So yes, sorry, you were saying.
That's all right. Yeah, it's definitely some firm but fair driving. I think the same as we had at Silverstone, and a couple of sort of touches either way. But car looks all right. I'm all right. That was good fun. I don't know where we are in the race. I think we're probably about P8 or 9, are we?
You were higher than that. You're up to P4 when you came into the pits, but of course.
A few people stopped at the safety car.
People stopped on the safety car. That will obviously work to their advantage, but that's not really the point today, is it? It's more about getting some experience behind the car, take on next season.
That's it. Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Well done, Jeremy.
We're going to have a quick sit down.
Yeah, you've just been sat down for the last. So that was Jeremy Banks. So he's just come into the pits. Ben Sharp has just gone out. We just spoke to Ben on the pit wall, part of the Amigo guys as well. Let's go back onto the pit wall, shall we? And chat to some of the guys. Let's go down here. It's quite a narrow pit lane here. It's quite nice. You can cover off everything quite easily.
Right.
How's your guy doing out there?
Good tonight, yeah, good tonight, yeah. So he's in for the end of it now, so bring it home, hopefully. The main thing.
You having a bit of a battle with the old Whiting car until unfortunately
yeah, it was going really well. It was a good battle, it was good fun. I haven't raced like that in a few years as well, so it was nice to be I gave him a little kiss coming down to Mansfield, but it was really fair. Very nice. Unfortunately, I think the engine took a pop just coming over the mountain there, so it was unfortunate. I was enjoying it, but it was a bit of a relief. I don't like seeing anyone having any problems with engines and stuff that cost money, but it was a relief to see him in the distance. So.
Yeah, it's motorsport, it's racing at the end of the day. It's competitive, you know, you're not here to just let people through.
Exactly, no, we had a great battle, and we swapped places once or twice out the back where the conditions were changing, and we were having a bit of fun. It was clean, it was fair, no fair play to him. I'll be shaking his hand at the end.
Best luck for the rest of the race.
Thanks,
yeah.
guys, thanks.
That's the row car there having a cracking race. It was having a good race with the Whiting car until unfortunately, like I said, the engine has given out. So that car is now out of the race. Let's get the camera in close, shall we? I'll take the brolly. Let's get the camera close. Lens. Oh, so what Liam's trying to explain to me. I've got to clean the lens. It has. It's so odd today. We have spits and spats of rain, and we had that 2-minute spell. Literally, it would happen to be as we were completely unprotected. We absolutely heaved it down, and now we're looking a little bit better. It looks like we are running dry again. So let's get the camera back out on track so you can keep your eyes firmly on what is going on. Let me give the brolly back to Leon there. How's your guy doing out there? Doing all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Not too bad. I mean, yeah, he seems to be fairly consistent at the moment, so
I think that's the most important thing. Leon, brolly. We can't have a brolly blowing away. Yeah, we just got told off there, having a brolly up. Sorry, as we were saying, we were chatting about your man up there. He's doing all right.
He's doing all right. He seems to, like I say, seems to be fairly consistent. In terms of sort of our strategy to pit early, that didn't quite work, obviously, because of the safety car.
You can never tell, can you? The safety car did kind of wipe it out.
It was
and
a shame,
the track
really.
was probably at its driest as well.
I mean, it's a shame, really, but I guess you can only put a tactic out there and do your best and see if it works, and in this case it didn't. But
another day it could work the other way, you never know, and there's still quite a bit of time to go, so who knows what's going to happen. Fingers crossed. Right, let's get the camera back on track. We're just going to stick around the pit lane a little bit longer. So all the pit stops, I believe, are actually... Anthony Seddon hasn't pitted yet, has he? He's the only one yet to pit, so we're going to stick around for that pit stop. Perhaps he is waiting for another safety car, although even if there is one, Bobby Trundley will get ahead. That worked quite nicely for Bobby and Team Brit, so he should be in a strong position for the rest of this race now. Whatever happens, he will be leading after the pits. Christopher Jarrett says go, Bob and Matty. Yeah, you boys are doing well. Like I say, Bobby Trundley is currently in second place, although technically, once the pit stops have happened, that will be a net first place. So it is Seddon Caulfield currently running in first place, but yet to pit. Bobby Trundley in second. I have Sanger Dixon in third. Let me just refresh that, because I need to confirm that is actually correct. Though we've just seen those guys into the pit. So yes, Seddon Caulfield are in first place, Bobby Trundley in second, is Ben Wilcox in third. We've got John Cockburn currently running in fourth, James Reddish in fifth. What a fantastic drive by James there. He's jumped up to fifth. We've got Rowe, just been chatting to those guys there. They're currently in sixth. We've now got Ben Sharp out in the Bank Sharp car in seventh. We've got Sang and Dixon currently in eighth. We've got Chris Jackson in ninth and Matty Street currently running in 10th. Sorry, that is your running order as we stand. Of course, the White and Turner car stopped out on track. That caused the safety car earlier on, which is when Bobby dived into the pit stop to take advantage. And it's worked to his favour, or it will have, as soon as the Seddon Caulfield car comes into the pits. So the safety car's bunched everybody up a little bit, so there's a little bit of break in the action right now. Very picturesque. Here they come. Now I've got a sneaky feeling there was a board that just went up there for Anthony Seddon. Is he going to be coming into the pits at the end of this lap? We will go and find out. We will make sure we are there for it. There is Bobby Trundley, currently running in second, but that will be a net first once that pit stop has happened. There goes Ben Wilcox, currently running very comfortably in third. Sort of, probably quite a lonely race for Ben actually out there. And here comes Cockburn. Now I can see, looks like there's a bit of damage on the, it's taken a bit of a bump there. It's just the sort of Nankang number plate hanging off the front, nothing major. So we're going to stick around because I really want to see this pit stop. I don't know about you guys, but I really want to make sure we see this pit stop for the guys, for the current race leaders. So Seddon and Caulfield, car number 5 are your race leaders. They have an 12-second gap from Bobby Trundley, but that will not obviously be enough for the pit stop. 2 minutes, 1.776 is the fastest lap of the race so far. Don't expect that to be broken unless we can get a much drier track Ben Wilcox currently running in third place, comfortably in third place as well. He's got nearly a 20-second gap on John Cockburn, currently running in fourth. Fantastic race by him. James Reddish up to fifth. We've got Rowe in sixth. We've got Banks and Sharp currently running seventh. Fantastic result by them. Well, current position by them anyway. Tsang and Dixon in eighth. Jackson in ninth. And Matty Street in 10th. We have lost the car number 10 of Whiten at Whiten Turn. That's Lewis and Paul. So they had an engine failure coming up the top of the hill. There is the car, your race leader, Seddon, car number 5. They're going deep into this race. I'm going very deep into this race. There's only 35 minutes left to go. It's amazing how quick this goes. Can you believe we're nearly an hour into this race already, Leon? That's remarkable, really. There goes Bobby Trundley. So you've got a question for us? Tell us who you want to shout out. We'll give them a bit of a shout out for you here today. We'll go chat to them after the race as well. See, Ben Wilcox, looks like his bonnet is not sitting flush. Perhaps he's had a bit of a knock with somebody. These cars are pretty sturdy though. They can take a bit of a fair old battering. There is John Cockburn. The Sang Dixon car there coming up nice and close. Chris Jackson, Matty Street. There's James Reddish. There's the Rowe car. We spoke to those guys. They've made their pit stop. In fact, it looks like the only car yet to stop is Seddon Caulfield. 24 laps down of this 90-minute race. There is 34 minutes still to go. Still plenty to happen yet. Remember, the pit window is only going to be open for another 15 minutes or so. Still plenty of time to make the stop, but of course they have to do a driver change as well. So I've just been hearing the Whiten Turner car number 10 actually had a clutch failure, which is why it is out of the race. And Seddon's still staying out. I'm surprised he hasn't come into pits yet. There is Ben Sharp. They're currently running in 7th. Jeremy Banks and Ben Sharp, because that car cost 400 quid. I only got it running 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's been in the workshop. It's their debut here today. Looking to do a full season next season. If this is something you're interested in doing, then please do private messages at the GAZ 116 Trophy. Mark Bate, the series coordinator, I spoke to him quite a bit today. He will be happy to have a conversation with you about how you can get involved. So, yeah, the race is kind of settling down quite nicely at the minute. So, Seddon Caulfield currently your race leaders. Bobby Trundley in 2nd. Then we've got Ben Wilcox in 3rd. John Cockburn in 4th. James Reddish in 5th. We've got the Rowe car of Shane and Andrew in 6th. Then we've got Ben Sharp, Jeremy Banks in 7th. Sang and Dixon in 8th. Chris Jackson in 9th. Matty Street in 10th. And like we just heard there, the Whiten car had a clutch failure, hence the reason why you do not see it out. Because that is a shame, because they were having a cracking race with Shane and Andrew Rowe, and of course they won at Brands Hatch as well. So the only other previous GAZ Shocks 116 Trophy race winner is Bobby Trundley, and according to my mathematics, for whatever that's worth, he will be in a good position. So Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield are having a nice little race at the minute, but yet to stop. Alan Caulfield was the one who set the pole lap. Now they must be coming in soon. Seddon Caulfield must be coming into the pit soon. Could this be it? In fact, the board has gone out for the guys. Is it going to be the next lap? There comes your race leader. There's Bobby Trundley, who will be in at first as soon as we get everything's settled down since the pit stops occur. So we're going to stick around here because I really don't want to miss these pit stops. Dan Perry. Ben is racing the car number 20. Yes, he is. He's currently behind the wheel right now as we speak. And Dan, you're due to join up with Jez Banks next year for the full season. We'll be delighted to see you. Jeremy has done a fantastic first stint today. It's the first outing, of course, in a race, certainly in the 116 trophy. It's been a pleasure to have him here. He's certainly quite a character, isn't he? And we look forward to seeing you as well, Dan, next season. So are we due the pit stop now? I can actually see the guys. There's no movement. I don't think it's going to happen this lap. They're going to seem like they're going to push it as late as possible. They certainly want the podium here today, don't they? I think the race win, bar Bobby Trundley doing something silly, it looks like it is in Bobby's hands. I mean, the big thing here is... Oh, I've just heard safety car's coming out. Safety car is back out. We're just waiting to find out why. We can't see right now, but we're just waiting to see why the safety car's come back out. Do you know?
I think it's our driver. He's not come round.
Okay. We think it might be Chris Jackson. In comes the Seddon Caulfield car. This is your race leader coming into pits. This could possibly work in their favour a little bit. Let's get a look at it. Let's go over. So Bobby Trundley will now take over the race lead, but this could work quite nicely into the guys' favours here. It was Alan Caulfield who was behind the wheel of the car for that first stint, not Anthony Seddon. So Alan Caulfield is now back. He's out. Anthony Seddon is heading in. Let's have a quick chat to these guys. We'll just check in. Everything is clean with the pit stop. Remember, a mandatory pit stop has to be made. This is the final car to come into the pits here today. Now, I thought they missed a trick with the initial safety car, but this could play back into their hands. Perhaps not for the race win, but here we go.
6, 5, 4.
Alan, don't go anywhere just yet. You all right? Need a sec? We'll give Alan 2 seconds, let him go. That could work quite nicely for the guys there, so hopefully... It might play back into your hands, that might play back into your hands a little bit there.
We hope so.
I hope so too. I hope so. It's been a fantastic start. It's been a good race.
Thank you.
How was it going into that first corner? You had Bobby going around the outside there.
Yeah, he got a run on me on the straight, which was a bit of a surprise, got to say. But there's no point in trying to tough somebody out on the first corner. So I just followed him.
You kept the pressure on.
He was pretty ragged. Yeah, it was pretty ragged. So it was just, to be honest, a matter of time really. Wait for the mistake to come and then straight through. So built a lead, safety car, lead gone. Interesting day. We'll see.
It's unpredictable. Still nearly half hour to go. A lot can happen.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed.
Thanks for your time, Alan.
Thank you.
Right, should we go back up? Let's go back up to the top. Let's close out this race, shall we? That's all your pit stops have now done. Everybody is out on track, bar Chris Jackson, it looks like, and the Whiten car. We'll find out what happened with that. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get round, unfortunately. So Chris Jackson looks like car number 116 has stopped out on track somewhere, hence the reason we have the safety car for a second time in this race. I'll slow down a bit, so I go pretty rapid. We're going to go back up to the balcony because we get a nice view of the track action there. And we get to walk through a little bit of warmth as well. Right. Whilst the safety car's out, there's not a lot happening on track. Let's get ourselves up to a nice vantage point again for you so you can see the action as it happens as we close out this race. That looks nice. So safety car just taking up the top of the mountain up there. I will get the doors for you, Leon. I do apologise about these little breaks. But trust me, you are going to want to see the end of this race at the top. Much better vantage point for you to watch the rest of the race. So just bear with us for a couple of minutes whilst we just navigate the stairs once again. But at least, hey, you don't get to see this in Formula 1, do you? You don't actually get to go into race control, do you? Well, if you do, you get a bit of a telling off. And of course, remember here, we can have the body up here as well without getting told off as well. I have to say, I don't give our cameraman Leon enough credit. The camera kit here is incredibly heavy. I think I've got it tough just holding a little microphone and having to talk all day, but really, I don't. It's nice and warm in here. Oh, that was good timing, wasn't it? Just as the cars come around for the safety car. So I'm trying to have a little look, see what I can see. I can see a recovery truck at the mountain. Is that where Chris has stopped? We spoke to Chris beforehand. I have to say, everybody we've spoken to today has been absolutely wonderful. Such a good spirit, such a good camaraderie in the garages. Everybody helps everybody. Everybody has handshakes. We just spoke to a couple of guys down there. We spoke to the row team. They'll have a good handshake there with the Whiten crew after the race. So please, if you're watching, do like, do comment, do share this as well. We want to get as much eyeballs, not just for this series, but we want to get as many eyeballs on motorsport in the UK as possible, because it's good fun. James Alford, gutted not to be there. James, we're gutted not to have you here too. I do miss the fork, the Toy Story fork decorated on the bonnet of your car. You are missed, I have to say. And Rich, we miss you as well, not racing today.
I need to go empty this. So just a nice little look around the track whilst the safety car's pottering itself about. Hopefully we'll get to go racing very, very soon. There we go. Don't touch that.
So it looks like Bobby Trundley has managed to retake the lead, although that safety car could play into Alan Caulfield and Anthony Seddon's hands. It's now Anthony Seddon behind the wheel of that car. Alan Caulfield did first in. It was Alan who set the pole position time as well. So the safety car is going to come in this lap we're hearing. So we are going to be under green flag conditions once again. There's about 25 minutes of this race left. We've got a nice view here for you. Hopefully the rain will stay away for the final of this race as they come down here at Cadwell Park. 2.19 mile circuit. It's quite a long one. For the second time, this really, really bunches up the circuit. It does mean there's a couple of gaps, but I'll waffle on. There's a safety car. It's going to pull into the pits. And it's like Bobby Trundley has backed everybody up nicely, and it's flat out, off he goes, and we're back under green flag conditions. Now I believe it's Bobby Trundley, followed by Ben Wilcox there. There's John Cockburn going through. Car number 4 to Sam Dixon, James Reddish. We've got everybody coming through. Unfortunately, like I said, we have lost Chris Jackson. We've lost car number 10 of Lewis Whiten Turner and Paul Whiten. A clutch issue for that car. We're yet to find out what's happened with Chris Jackson's car, but as soon as we know more, we will let you know. I'm just holding the camera myself. A funny story. Cameraman is not here. He's just had to go for a call of nature. To comment. When he comes back, comment.
Weak bladder. Hopefully he's not listening to this in the toilet right now. He'll never know. So as soon as we get a chance, we'll just run you through the order once things start to settle down as we get to the closing stages of this race here today. Round 5 of the GAZ Shocks 116 Trophy. It's actually the final standalone race for the series this year, and it's the final car race you will be able to witness here at Cadwell Park in 2019. It's a bit of an honour for these guys to have that. Now they've just gone at the back straight here. They're going to be pounding down the pit lane any second now. Well, the pit straight rather, hopefully not the pit lane, or something's gone wrong. And here they come. You can see them coming right now. If you look at it, bit of a dry line sort of thing. Bobby Trunley likes to hug the right-hand side as he comes down that hill there. John Cockburn, front number plate, Nankang number plate is also hanging off there a bit. There's Matty Street, car number 66, Team Brit. Bobby Trunley's, I suppose, teammate really. They're all part of the same setup. And here comes our cameraman, Leon Back. You'll probably be glad that I'm not clutching the camera anymore. Welcome back, Leon. I've just told all the viewers you had to go for a wee. I haven't been able to check the comments. There might be a few Mickey takes. Well, I'll tell you something, I don't know how Leon holds this all day. It is a heavy piece of kit, let me tell you. I think I've got it tough. Jeez. So I'm relieved of my horrific cameraman duties. So let's get a look at your running order. It is Bobby Trunley is your race leader, closely followed by Ben Wilcox in second. We've got John Cockburn running in third place. James Reddish is up to fourth. Then we've got Seddon in fifth following their late pit stop. We've got the Rowe, Shane and Andrew Rowe in sixth. Then we've got Jeremy Banks and Ben Sharp. Ben Sharp currently behind the wheel of that car in seventh. We've got Tsang and Dixon running in eighth. Matty Street in ninth. And like I said, unfortunately, we have lost Chris Jackson and the car number 10, the Brands Hatch winners of Whiten and Whiten Turner, Paul and Lewis, due to a clutch failure, it looks like there. Car number 6 also earlier today overheated during qualifying, so they've not managed to get out on track, unfortunately. So we had 12 cars start today. We've currently got 9 running in this race as it stands. That is the end of lap 33 for your race leaders. Now, can Ben Wilcox get a race win here? This is going to be quite close. 16 minutes left to go of this race. It is going to be close. It is going to be tense. There's Matty Street coming through. Tall Matty Street. He's about 8 foot tall. Or rather, I'm only 5'7", and he's about 6 foot. Perhaps taller than that. So to me, everybody looks about 8 foot. Dan Blake, Ben Sharp for a podium. You heard it here first. Well, hey, safety cars just bunched everything up. We know Ben Sharp is a rapid race driver. He is an experienced hand, as we know. They're currently running 7th place. There's every chance here with the field closed up somewhat. Samuel Yates says, Anthony Seddon, get overtaken. Come on, Anthony, get overtaken. They were, of course, the anti-Seddon car, number 5, Anna Caulfield, they were running first for a long time, came into the pits, the last car to pit under the second safety car. We've had 2 safety cars here today. Elaine Mitchell says, come on, Ben Wilcox. Let me tell you, Ben Wilcox is currently up to 2nd place. He is having a fantastic race here at Cadwell Park today. And Kate says the same. Kate Scott Dexter Aspinall. Go Ben Wilcox. Bring it home, cuz. Well, I can tell you right now, he's doing you proud. He's doing a fantastic job. So we are getting close to the end of this race. We hope you've enjoyed being with us throughout the day. We just wanted to give you a feel for what it's like behind the scenes, not just the on-track stuff. That's important. We don't want you to miss that, but we want to get to know the drivers. We really want to meet the... Oh, God, I thought someone was pulling into... I thought the Sang Dixon car was about to pull into the pits then. James Reddish following nice and closely. There is Anthony Seddon in car number 5, looking to build up some spaces there. There's been no change that particular lap, but it's really, really tight between them. Trundley is your race leader. It's 1 second. Ben Wilcox is just 1 second behind Bobby Trundley there in second place. Cockburn in third. Reddish in fourth. Seddon in fifth. Rowe in sixth. Sharp in seventh. To Sang Dixon in 8th. I'm not sure which driver is behind the wheel, so I do apologise. I think it might be Dixon. Matty Street is in 9th, and unfortunately we've lost Jackson. Chris Jackson in car number 116. How appropriate that number is. And we've lost White and Whiter Turner a lot earlier in the race. We lost them on lap 13 due to a clutch failure, that looks like there. So just over 13 minutes left to go of this 90-minute race. I can't believe how quick it goes. It absolutely flies by, doesn't it? We've been live now for about an hour and 20 minutes or something like that, maybe even longer. Who knows? But here we go. We're not going anywhere. We're going to stick around. Why would we go anywhere right now? This is too exciting. Like I said, if you're involved in motorsport at all, let us know, give us a shout out. If you're a current race driver, you're racing in a different series, tell us. We want to know. We want to bring the race community together. We all love club motorsport in the UK, so let's give it all a big shout out. Let's give it a like. If you're watching this, give it a share. Let's get all eyeballs onto racing in the UK. This is all for the benefit of everybody. Sponsorship is very, very important, as we know, and we want people watching. There is your race leader, Bobby Trundley, coming down, closely followed by Ben Wilcox there in second place. Those two are going to go for it, and the gap is 0.818. It's come down, and I can tell you right now, Ben Wilcox has just put in the fastest lap of this race, a 2:01.745. That is 0.2 of a second faster than Bobby Trundley put in. And those guys are going toe to toe. There goes Matty Street coming through. This is getting really excited. This is going to go right down to the wire, I can tell you that. Trundley followed by Wilcox. The gap was just 0.816 of a second there. We saw Ben Sharp has just got past the Rowe car up to 6th. So we just had a comment there saying Ben Sharp for 3rd. You heard it here first. Well, I'll tell you what, it's possible. 16 seconds off the lead is Ben Sharp. So it is possible. Well, it's 4 seconds off 3rd place, so it's doable. We know Ben is a very capable racing driver. I've interviewed him before at Alton Park earlier on in the year when he was involved in another race series. And I can tell you, he was on the podium that day. So there's every reason to believe he can do it again here at Cadwell Park. Now, clouds are coming in. Hopefully those nasty-looking clouds will stay away, at least until the end of the race. We don't want a downpour now. We do not want another safety car. We want everybody to get to the finish. And we want Trundley and Wilcox to go toe-to-toe at the end of this race, because they are doing that right now. With just over 10 minutes to go, we are in for a battle for the race win here. Oh, I know. I can tell you, Matty Street has gone off. He's gone off the track. He's gone off backwards into the tyre wall. Will that bring out a safety car? Mind you, if it brings out a safety car, is the safety car about to make another appearance? That will bunch up the field. I just hope that they can get Matty Street's car cleared in time to have a good few laps at this, because we want to see Trundley and Wilcox going for this race win, don't we? We do not want it to be interrupted by a safety. We do not want it to finish under the safety car. Now the board is being held out. Does that mean the safety car is coming out? I'll tell you, Anthony Seddon's jumped up to 4th there. And Ben Sharp is now up to 5th place. He's got past James Reddish. Watch out for Ben Sharp there in car number 27. Guest driver with Jeremy Banks today. It was Ben who stuck it at 3rd place. Jeremy in his first ever race did a fantastic job. Got them to 7th place by the time the pit stops, and it's Ben Sharp who is flying right now round that track. A safety car could be exactly what he needs. Oh no, and there is Matty Street. He's managed to get out. Let's have a look at the back end of the car. Yeah, there's a bit of damage. I imagine he'll get a flag for that. He might have to pull in. We don't want that. Looks like he took a tap, so he's managed to get back out on track, which is important. Means we are going to avoid a safety car. We hopefully, if all goes well, with just over 8.5 minutes to go, we will have a clean run to the finish, which means Trundley and Wilcox will go toe to toe. 1 second is the gap between the two at the minute. Lap 36, currently on lap 37 right now. Dan Blake, racing 750 Motor Club MX5s for Amigo Motorsport. Of course, Amigo Motorsport are here today, as you know. Dan looking after car number 27, 44 Racing. Car service packs, they support a number of club race series as well. Samuel Yates wants it to absolutely hammer it down. Well, I can tell you, Sam, looking at the clouds over here, you might just get your wish. Ben Sharp is absolutely on fire at the minute out there. Keep your eyes peeled for him. He will be going toe-to-toe with Seddon soon. Cockburn is in 3rd, but I can tell you there is only 3 seconds between those three. 3rd down to 5th, 3 seconds is the gap. That is going to go right to the wire. Trundley now has a 1.6 second lead over Ben Wilcox in 2nd. So Trundley has managed to assert a bit of authority in a lap. In fact, it was the fastest lap of the race. The first time we've gone, it was a 2-minute 2.61. Wilcox did a 2-minute 0.788. That's his fastest lap of the race. So those two are flying, but Bobby managed to find a little bit extra. Now we've got a yellow and red flag out at the up close to the mountain. That means there is it looks like we've got a bit of a slippery track down by the mountain, and Ben Sharp has just been given a little bit of a warning for exceeding track limits. Matty Street has come into the pits now. Remember, he just had that little bump with the barrier. I can tell you what, Samuel Yates, the rain is coming. The rain really, really is coming. We've got just over 6.5 minutes to go. Can we avoid a downpour up here? At least we're allowed to have the brolly up here, so, you know, we might be somewhat protected. Could that spice things up? If it comes in the next minute or so, it is going to be a heavy downpour as well by the looks of it, so that could really throw a spanner in the works for people. It could create opportunities, who knows? Don't go anywhere. If you're stuck with us with 6 minutes to go, you can't go anywhere now. You've got to stick around because we're getting close to the end of this race and it's going to be a thriller. So Bobby Trundley coming through that lap. A 2.7 second lead now. He is going a little bit quicker now. In fact, he was over a second faster than Wilcox on that last time round, a 2.605, whereas Ben Wilcox did a 201.723. Although I do know Ben will be delighted with a second place here today. He'd be even happy with a first, I'm sure. Can he keep the pressure? We have seen Bobby looking a little bit erratic at times, certainly coming through the mountain. So if Ben can keep a bit of pressure on, there's a chance. So we've just seen Matty Street go back out on track to finish off the race. So Bobby Trundley is your race leader. Ben Wilcox is in second. And we've got John Cockburn running in third. Anthony Seddon in fourth. Ben Sharp in fifth. James Reddish in sixth. Then we've got Shane Andrew Rowe in seventh. Sang Dixon in eighth. Matty Street in ninth. Jackson managed to complete 26 laps but is out of the race, as is Whiten Turner. Lewis and Paul, they retired after 12 laps with a clutch issue. So 5 minutes, under 5 minutes left to go now. We're sat around here. That's a couple of laps, isn't it, really? About 3 laps left to go. Will I think the rain will probably hold off. I don't think we'll get a downpour until after the race now. So here they come. There's Matty Street. Here comes your race leader, Bobby Trunley. He is moments away from the end of this race now. There is Ben Wilcox. Now, barring a error by Bobby Trunley, it looks like Bobby has the race in the bag. And I can just tell you, Bobby Trunley, he is the first driver today to go under 2 minutes. That was the fastest lap of the race at 1:59.987. He is flying. He wants this race win, and the gap is now 4 seconds. Like we do say, unless barring a bit of an accident or an off, it looks like Bobby has control of this race. But still a fantastic result for Ben Wilcox running in second place. Can John Cockburn hold on to third? It looks like he can. He's got a 1.5 second lead rather over Anthony Seddon. And Ben Sharp is just under 2 seconds back from there. James Reddish in sixth. Then we've got Rowe in seventh. Sank Dixon in eighth. Matty Street in ninth. As we've seen, he has had a little tap with the barriers, but he's back out on track. And we lost Chris Jackson, unfortunately, after 26 laps, and Paul and Lewis Whiten after 12 laps. They were, of course, your Brands Hatch winners last time out. So Bobby is going to make it yet another race win in this series. So there we go, 2.5 minutes, and it's come down to this. We have been live for a very, very long time now. It's now 5:45. We got underway at about 4:10. Well, slightly after, to be fair. By the time they actually got going, there's your race leader, Bobby Trunley. It looks increasingly likely he will be taking the checkered flag. There goes Ben Wilcox, just getting past Matty Street, just lapping Matty there. So next time around, it's like we're going to have the last lap board. So Bobby Trunley looks like he's in control of this. He has a 5.211 second lead over Ben Wilcox. But Rowe and Reddish are really going toe-to-toe now. So this is the penultimate lap right now. Bobby Trunley pulled off a tactical masterstroke, I suppose. When the first safety car came out, Bobby pulled into the pits. Caulfield stayed out, and it looks like it has benefited Bobby Trunley, Team Brit, and he's going to pick up, I believe, his fourth win in the 116 Trophy this season. He has been rather dominant. Didn't have the best of races at Brands Hatch, but he's certainly got back out today. And it's his first time at Cadwell Park, so he's never raced actually at Cadwell Park. And he gets the last lap board. Here comes Bobby Trunley to start the final lap of this race. Round 5 of the GAZ Shocks 116 Trophy. It's the final standalone race of the season for these guys. There goes Ben Wilcox. What a fantastic race he has had. He can be very happy with his day's work. John Cockburn currently in third place. Will he make a final podium place? Anthony Seddon coming through there. He is in fourth place. Sharp, Reddish. Ben Sharp's up to 5th, James Reddish is in 6th. And it looks like James Reddish has managed to pull a little bit ahead. There's the Sang Dixon car, number 4, coming through there in 8th. Matty Street, when he comes through, is in 9th place, and the final runner, as we have right now. So let's get ready. A checkered flag will be coming out very, very shortly. I'm going to look over the other side of the track, get ready to see Bobby Trundley coming down, barring a last-minute brain fade. Bobby will be absolutely fine here. He's got a 6-second lead. He can take it nice and slowly, and he gets through the mountain, no problems whatsoever. Fantastic driving by Bobby Trundley. He's going to win this race, and well-deserved as well. We've spoken to Bobby quite a bit today. Never raced at Cadwell Park before. You wouldn't know it. And he's managed to navigate the circuit and get the win. Pushed all the way, first of all by Alan Caulfield and Anthony Seddon, and then by Ben Wilcox. But he's going to come over, and here he comes. This is your race winner. Bobby Trundley takes the victory here. Round 5, Cadwell Park, GAZ Shocks 116 trophy. Fantastic effort by Bobby Trundley there. Wonderful race. He started the race in 2nd place. Got into the lead after the first corner. Had a couple of errors at the mountain. Managed to recover. Took advantage of a safety car period to get back out into the lead eventually. And a second safety car period made things a bit hairy because Ben Wilcox got very close. But a superb effort by Ben Wilcox. He comes home in 2nd place. And I could tell you, in true Bobby style, he's just put the fastest lap of the race in that final lap as well, 158.692. What a fantastic effort. So Bobby Trundley is your race winner here today at Cadwell Park for round 5 of the GAZ Shocks 116 trophy. Ben Wilcox comes home in 2nd place. John Cockburn managed to hold on to 3rd. We got Anthony Seddon and Alan Caulfield finish in 4th place. Ben Sharp and Jeremy Banks in 5th. James Reddish in 6th. We've got Shane and Andrew Rowe in 7th. We've got Sang and Dixon in 8th, and Matty Street will come home in 9th and round out your top 9. In fact, your finishers. All right, we're going to head off now.